Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we're discussing a 2024 release, of course, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Dual Time. We are looking at some new innovations such as green dial, the redesign of the quick release system and the bracelet, and also a redesign of the clasp body itself, but we'll get there. Dimensionally, this 5N red gold watch has not changed. It is still 41 millimeters in diameter. It is 12.1 millimeters thick. If you look in profile, you can see it looks thicker, but it's 12.1 as I measure it. Lug to lug, the case is 48.6 millimeters, and then end link to end link, if we measure these outer links, the total rigid distance across the wrist is a fairly beefy 56.8 millimeters. That's one of the reasons why I would encourage you to think of this as more of a 43 millimeter round watch in terms of the fit equivalency than a 41 millimeter watch. You can see it's big, and on my wrist it does take up a lot of real estate. Now it comes with two straps, one in rubber and one in leather. Most people are going to wear it on the bracelet to get the full effect, but you can get a slightly better fit by wearing it on one of the more flexible straps. So easy enough to fit under a cuff, no issues there. I would say you could probably wear this on a wrist a little bit smaller than mine, so maybe 15 centimeters circumference and up, but 16 and up, you definitely know you're going to get a great look and a great fit. It's a substantial watch too. You really feel the weight of this one. The bracelet's beautifully decorated. You can see that the bevel that expands on the lug hood is aligned perfectly along the shoulder of the links. Outer faces are polished. Across the top, satination. You can see the Maltese cross motif that runs down the center. That cross is the logo of the company, so there are nods to that everywhere. You can even see how the internal angular polish of these links speaks to the time and attention invested here. Every single link, you can see all these screws, every single link is removable. You can even see that there's a intermediate sized link to fine tune, and then we've got two features, a sleeved 1.5 millimeter adjustment on each side of the clasp, so you get two of those. Clasp body interior has changed a little bit. You can see this design has been altered to better distribute the pressure of the underside of the bracelet on the wrist. Still a twin trigger release. You have to press both to open it up. When it closes, you see that Maltese cross logo again. Big change just recently, the arrival of a larger and more accessible trigger for releasing the bracelet. It used to be something that required a little bit too much excess fingernail, and you might fumble with it, but that was previously. This is a new design that you can usually decouple from the case on the first attempt, and then of course, just like an automotive seatbelt, it snaps right back in. It's a very smart system. The watch includes a dial that is metallic green, a lovely metallic sort of pine green. This is a green that I think will go the distance. We've had a lot of different greens over the last 4 years. This one feels like it has staying power, and it's a really nice match to the 5N red gold with its high copper content. You can see the bezel has that same Maltese cross style design. It sits on a little plinth that's polished outboard, satinated on its top. We have satinated lug hoods, screw down adjuster for the date, screw down crown, 150 meters water resistant. The watch is quite well loomed. Rose gold hands, logo, and indices. They will never tarnish or oxidize. On the dial, we've got a little pointer date down at 6 o'clock. At first glance, you might think it's a small seconds, but we've got center seconds here. You've got a little pointer date with a pusher adjuster. We've got an AM/PM indicator for the reference hour. Now here's the thing, if you don't need the second time zone, you can just do that and really clean the dial up. And then these two things, they both move in 12-hour sweeps. So the AM/PM lets you know whether that red arrow is indicating day or night. So right now, you could see up until noon, it's indicating morning. And then that little indicator over at 9 o'clock moves to PM, and that's how you know whether your second time zone is indicating day or night. On the back, it's a version of Vacheron's caliber 5100. It's the 5110 DT for dual time. Twin barrels, automatic winding, high-efficiency ceramic bearings, 60-hour power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, 5 position adjusted. You can see the Geneva seal on both movement and case. Since 2012, it's a standard for the fully assembled watch. A compass rose motif on the 22-karat gold rotor, which features satination, media blast, polished, chiseled, and beveled surfaces. Sunburst on the center over the ball bearing, stripes across the bridges, mirrored rounded anglage, snailing on barrel covers, polished screw heads, locating pigs used to place bridges. You can see these locating pegs right here have been polished on their tops. Those are used to locate bridges on the base plate. You can also see that all of the jewel sinks have been internally beveled, which I love. And then we have a polished cap atop the regulator, which is a gorgeous look. It's also a big movement too. At 30.6 millimeters, this in-house caliber was designed for properly large watches. And there's a soft iron ring around the movement. So in addition to being 150 meters water resistant, this watch is also 25,000 ampere per meter anti-magnetic. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.